Notre Dame Stadium. Just say the name, and you can feel the rush. 11 consensus national championships, 7 Heisman Trophy winners, 13 Pro Football Hall of Famers. Architects say this stadium was made of brick and mortar. Maybe it was, but there was a lot more rock put into this bowl than anyone ever dreamed.
The story of Knute Rockne, the Rock of Notre Dame.
Notre Dame students welcome new football coach Frank Leahy.
Arab Arsegian's Notre Dame teams have always finished in the top 10.
We're the best football team in the United States.
There's only one way you give respect, and that's by looking somebody in the eye for 60 minutes. Let me see you run through me now.
Let's play for Notre Dame. Let's play for Our Lady.
It began over 175 years ago. A young Holy Cross priest founded the University of Notre Dame and audaciously declared it would become one of the most powerful means of doing good. Strong in mind, strong in spirit, and strong in body, the students of Notre Dame were introduced to the game of football. And so began the boldest romance in the history of sport. In 1913, the football team boarded a train for New York and altered the course of college football with the historic upset over Army and the forward pass heard round the world. The small Catholic school captured headlines, radio waves, and the hearts of an America built upon immigrants. The Fighting Irish became the nation's team, and Knute Rockne was its coach. No coach past or present, college or pro, has ever matched his winning percentage. The master of psychology, the peak of personality, Rockne was the example of just how crushing perfect execution can be.
From what I see here this afternoon, I think we're going to have a pretty good team. The trouble is, I don't know how good the other fellows are going to be, and maybe our schedule's a little too hard.
We're going to get them on a run. We're going to go. And we aren't going to stop until we go that goal line.
When the brakes are hurting, the boys, Gifford said, tell them to go out there and win one for the Gipper.
Outlined against a blue-gray October sky, the 4 horsemen rode again today.
Didn't get that man out there, Leahy. Get your head on the inside of him, Frank.
They traveled far and wide, meeting the best teams in the country.
You will occupy an immortal place in American history.
As Rockne's teams crisscrossed the railroads to wow the most iconic stadiums, it became clear this growing juggernaut needed a suitable home of its own. So in 1930, the soil of the humble Cartier Field gave way to the great vision of Notre Dame Stadium, the house that Rockne built. Brick and mortar? No. A monument to a fighting spirit on the gridiron and in the stands. Rockne designed this stadium with endless parking before cars were even common. He knew. And they came. No other university in the nation can boast the victories, valor, and glory of Notre Dame. Its history is laced with legends who led the Irish in the face of adversity. What though the odds be great or small, old Notre Dame will win over all and for all. No matter our roots, our races, our creeds, whether we're loyal to our alma mater or a Subway alumni, no matter our nationality, we are all Irish. Each for all, and all for Notre Dame. As the world watches each autumn, we thunder in our seats to take a stand and celebrate our loyal sons and their unique journeys to achieve at the highest level with academic rigor, spirited faith, and an elite level of football. Notre Dame doesn't recruit, it beckons.
Here come the Irish.
And the setting is as familiar as ever, Notre Dame Stadium.
And he's got more pressure.
Tremendous crowd noise.
80,000 plus. Green grass ahead of him. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Notre Dame wins it.
Now we celebrate the next chapter, etched into this never-ending saga. The most iconic college athletic venue has now become a year-round facility, home to academics, student life, and a media complex to share Notre Dame's story, as Rockne showed us how. Bigger than brick and much more than mortar, the soul of the stadium lives on, a testament to the warriors of yesterday and heroes of tomorrow, uniting forever the past and present and all those who have felt it. Strong of heart, true to her name. Nowhere else but Notre Dame.
Now, the success of any team, man, based on team play, sacrifice, unselfish sacrifice. These are the fellows they say are pretty good, but I think we're better.
And I want to be able to count on the Notre Dame spirit tomorrow afternoon.
You'll never achieve anything till we understand that adversity is what we look for. Because in adversity, there's opportunity.
It's about this locker room playing for each other, playing for Notre Dame.
Keep the energy up. We got 4 quarters of football. Finish on 2, 1, 2.
Over a span of almost 9 decades, this home has added to the cultural phenomenon of the Fighting Irish. On game day, Notre Dame becomes the 4th largest city in Indiana and results in over $18 million in economic impact for the community. The house that Rockne built is much more than a stadium. It's the ultimate stage in college football.
You were really playing to the crowd, not just playing against the team. You were playing to a theater. You were a thespian for that particular moment. You were expected to be just as good in Act 3 as you were on Act 1. And the bravos were in the form of cheers and yells and screams. And to hear that fight song pump after every score was your curtain call. For me, it was theater. I loved taking the bell.
This stadium is more than where the game is played. It's how the game is played.
Every football field in America is 100 yards long, 10 yards in each end zone. But each field has its own character because it's a living thing. It was grass, not turf. So my deal was to walk that entire field, find any soft spots, anything that might jeopardize my footing and help me capitalize on the poor footing of a defender. But I was able to use it to my benefit quite a few times. And I'd like to say that my talented moves was able to open me up a couple of times. But that distance that I created many times was the poor footwork as a result of leading them into the wrong pasture.
In the spring of 1964, the university installed a mural called The Word of Life onto what is now known as the Hesburgh Library. Fans from all over know this art as Touchdown Jesus, immortalized by the view of Christ from the stadium on football Saturdays.
And I don't know how many would even know that it's the Word of Life. I would have had a difficult time having to describe it as the Word of Life.
The image of Touchdown Jesus, the library, represents the faith that is present here at the University of Notre Dame.
Not only is it reflected off of a long pool in front of it, it's on our institution of learning. It's such an inviting symbol on our campus, no matter who you are, even if you're a USC fan, and you can feel the invitation to be a part of something bigger, to be a part of something special.
I had a buddy who we played against. First thing he said to me was, everyone on our team was looking for Touchdown Jesus. Where's Touchdown Jesus?
The good Lord's looking over us here. You know, the competition comes in and they're saying, these guys got an advantage. You know, we don't have that divine connection.
As Touchdown Jesus looms over Notre Dame Stadium, many feel he watches over its historic grounds. And so do those who call Notre Dame home.
Florida State had a tradition that one of their team stars would rip up a hunk of sod and take it down to Tallahassee, where they have a little cemetery. So the game is over, and I looked down the field, and I noticed that a very large player was holding over his head what was obviously a big hunk of sod. When he got near me, I put a hand on each of his arms, and I got very close to him. I held on, and he talked to me a little bit. One of his buddies talked to me a little bit. He let go of the sod, and he left. Fortunately, somebody from the South Bend Tribune snapped the photo. Now, ordinarily, I would not want any of my stadium personnel being accused of manhandling anyone, but in that particular case, I made myself an exception.
There may not be any place in Notre Dame Stadium more cherished than the player stairwell. In 1964, first-year coach Eric Parsegian made an inspirational poster outside the locker room. In 1986, then first-year coach Lou Holtz had another sign made. And this has become a worldwide phenomenon for players, fans, and beyond.
Play like a champion today. Still gives me the chills, still gets me hype.
You walk down to make the turn and you got the play like a champion sign. Bam, you hit that and then you head outside. That was part of putting your equipment on.
That play like a champion today sign that Lou Holtz reintroduced to the program.
Every single player has his own way of hitting the sign.
I did the same thing every time. I tapped each side and then slid it across. And
it means that go out and give everything that you have and expect to be great.
A champion is not going to win every battle, but certainly is going to win the war.
It's become a cultural phenomenon. I mean, everybody knows those words now.
It's not just a sports term. You can equate that into life.
I could play you in chess, and I'm gonna play like a champion today.
At Notre Dame Stadium, echoes of legends and the performance of champions make the Fighting Irish so unforgettable. These moments are etched in the fabric of her identity and unite a common bond of fanhood and celebration like no other.
Fighting Irish are coming out in green jerseys. They warmed up in their traditional blue, went back to the locker room, and the green and gold are on the field once again at Notre Dame. Of course, for Southern Cal, the Trojan horse is coming onto the field. The Trojan horse is being towed on. Notre Dame and Southern Cal, the most spectacular of all the intersectional series in the realm of collegiate football.
And this is it. Harry O gets the call. 165 pounds. Junior from Cincinnati, Ohio. Left-footed soccer-style kicker. The ball to be spotted down by Cagle at the 41. A 51-yard boot. This is the ball game. The kick is up. It is! Gone! Gone! He made it! A 51-yard kick by Harry Oliver. And Notre Dame has won it. 29-27 as time runs out.
Brown at the 30-yard line, cuts to the right, looking for a block. Tried to cut to the outside, cuts inside, 35, he gets the 40, he gets the 45, 50, down the sideline at the 40, he gets the 30, one man to beat, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Irish, T.B. Brown, 70 yards.
The only reason why I believe I turned it up and didn't just slide or whatever, the crowd had me amped up. There's no doubt in my mind that they played a big part in that.
To the 34, to the 35, cuts up field, gets to the 40, 45, he has the 50, down to the 40, 35, 30, one man
You got to believe you're going to win the football game. And I said to them all week, there'll come a time where somebody's going to flinch in this game.
3 men on the right side, 3 wide receivers right. They're going to go for 2. Back to throw. Walsh looks, has the time, lost the ball. The pass is batted down. It's batted down by Carroll, and the Irish may win it this afternoon. They're on it from 31-30 as Jimmy Johnson went for 2.
Penn State will join the Big Ten next season, so this is the last game against Notre Dame.
Every big play, you could hear the crowd just going crazy. And I'll never forget, I had a screenplay. You could just hear the crowd going nuts. You felt the intensity of the game, but usually you drown out the crowd. I could actually hear the crowd. I mean, it was that loud.
Flank to the right is Reggie Brooks. One running back, Jerome Bettis. Back to throw. Over the middle, pass to Bettis. Touchdown, Notre Dame! Jerome Bettis with a touchdown!
You could feel that they were in that moment with us. You could kind of feel that energy in the stadium.
Back to throw, Meyer. Looks, rolls to the right. Pump fake, throws the ball. It is caught, Reggie Brooks. Reggie Brooks got it for a 2-pointer. And Notre Dame is out in front, 17-16 with 20 seconds left.
Each team is 9-0. Each is riding an overall 16-game winning streak. You could say they're as close as 1 and 2.
You'll find that we can build a better stadium, and it will be next year. You'll find we can put a better field, playing surface than we have now. You'll find better coaches. You'll find better food. But you will not find anything, no school, that you can improve on its morals, its purpose, and its belief. And that's why I've been blessed to be here. God has been good to me. I can't say anything except I've been blessed. Thank you, and God bless you.
Taylor, he stopped! Notre Dame wins! Atkinson, touchdown!
And the Fighting Irish have finished an undefeated regular season.
His own end zone, and Josh Adams giving him a lot more room and then some. Adams streaking up the sideline. 98 yards. The longest run in Notre Dame Stadium history now belongs to freshman Josh Adams.
When Knute Rockne designed Notre Dame Stadium, it was described as a monument to sportsmanship, a tribute to fighting youth, and an amphitheater devoted to modern athletics. Almost 9 decades later, the newest version of the University of Notre Dame's home for football qualifies as all of that and a whole lot more. Long considered one of the most iconic athletic facilities in the world, Notre Dame Stadium in 2017 takes on a new role. The stadium and its surrounding home now become a day-to-day destination for university students, faculty, and staff, a testament to the bold conviction to educate the mind, nurture the spirit, and strengthen the body. No one can come to the new stadium without absorbing this other, this deeper Notre Dame. Those words came from 1930 and couldn't be more true today. This spirit is not a figment of imagination. It is real, and it is here because it is Notre Dame.